I feel terrible. I got super AIDS from the convention. But here we go, I'm gonna do this. My team's spike deck was pretty much the same as in November. Hand cannons up the wazoo, and puppeteers and pea shooter. Really solid team's deck since it hoses certain things like Nightmare. Or multiple decks. Or Quan Chi, because you can't napalm man if there's a hand cannon out. I had to make room in place of spirit guns, so I put in 3 shield big bangs because it's fusting bucket and some Nouveau Soleil. Yeah, I was playing a soft version of shield big bang because I know how dumb it is. I think my team deck had 9 or 10 assets. Many a times I would kill people with shield big bang non-stop in one turn. Unlike a dedicated shield big bang deck, I actually get a bunch of momentum, so my turns can end up getting a little bit more crazy if I have momentum. My losses in Team Swiss were to Ben Lambright's team, Edward and Ein. This was an order deck, and it did not play Downward Spiral, so lots of credit there. Not playing Downward Spiral, probably the third most busted card in Standard, after Gil in second and Shield Big Bang in first. Yeah, I sided in Squanches, but didn't get them soon enough. Yeah, and in that game when I had a Squanch in my hand and I'm at like 2, and like 3 other cards in my hand that don't chain because I have to chain water when I play Squanch, and I spent like 5 minutes looking back and forth to my hand and to the board, and Shane was getting a kick out of that. You got to think really hard when you have to off chain. Can't go embarrassing yourself by trying to illegally chain. Is that my only loss in Swiss? Oh yeah. There's a big meme going around that I lost to Dimitri. Well, technically I lost a game to it. I didn't lose the match to it. And from the looks of it, he was going to mill out game 2. And I also thought this was going to be an easy game going into it when I saw that Dimitri. Boy, was I wrong. Got that new Hellfire Impalement. Not to mention game 1, he built a couple Most Trusted Assassin, and poking him was the hardest thing ever, because all my second attack is always at -3 difficulty, and I can't fail it or my turn's over. It was terrible. Yeah, so I beat Tim and Bro in Swiss 2. It's like I have Kryptonite the better the player is, but when it's nobody. Like, if it's someone I don't know, like who the hell's Garrison? I don't know. Then they just whoop my ass. Same goes for Mark Tyner. Well, maybe not so anymore since he's somebody now. He's not a nobody, so maybe the effect's worn off. Going into singles, I changed up my deck just to beat Shield Big Bang decks. The other deck I wanted to play for singles, which was pretty much 50-50 between this deck and Spike, was Takeda. Takeda, much like the one that made top 4 or top 8 or whatever. Except I would have mainboarded Spine Sweep, because of reasons. Not just for Cassandra, but also because Kali Yuga kind of hoses you because you can't stun. Because if you stun them, then Kali Yuga makes it so you can't combo anymore. Yeah, I don't know how better I would have done against the Hellfire Impalement decks. Took out all of my cool tech, like I took out Hand Cannon and Pea Shooter and Nouveau Soleil, and just put in shotguns and time slows to murder my opponent. The time slows were there to also beat Shield Big Bang decks. Like, they'll probably check through it. I'm pretty crafty. You think you can check through it, but you don't know, bro. I'm gonna be at 1, and then you'll end up being tapped out. You don't know. You don't know me. You don't know that 1 time slow isn't enough to stop your kill turn, dude. Oh yeah, time slow is also really useful for cracking open that succulent ass to get at the juices inside. Yeah, and I completely ended up regretting my deck because I never played Shield Big Bang. I played basically the same Dimitri deck in different variations twice and lost both times, and one was to Garrison again. Time slow was really useful against it since Hellfire Impalement decks chain a lot of attacks on 1 turn, and it still wasn't enough. He still just readied everything and just plowed my anus through time slow. Yeah, so he 2-0'd me. Oh, and this is a hilarious story. You're gonna like this. So, was this Garrison? Like, I don't remember, too clear. This was Shinnok, I remember now, because they can't ready, because they were tapped out. So, they open with something. Their second attack was Let's Party. they check badly and they tap out completely. They have nothing left. They mill for the Let's Party ability, and there's only 2 cards left. I'm like, yeah, you're done, kiddo. You can't kill me in this current board. And then I joke like, you're probably drawing dead, aren't you? He's like, yeah. And he shows me the 2 cards left in his deck, and they're both 6 checks. They're both the same card. They're both Melina 0 diff 6 control. And I'm like, you're drawing dead. And then my expression quickly turned to terror, like in like the great Onizuka anime, when they go like, oh shit. And then because it dawned on me that he's going to check a 6 for his next card, and I'm going to be dead because I was at like 8 after the Let's Party. And yep, he dropped a Sadistic Ways and passed it on a 6, and I died. It was great because I didn't have hand cannon. Yeah, so I got rocked by Hellfire Impalement so hard this sweet weekend. So after I lost to Shinnok, and then I was going into game 7. Yeah, I was going into game 7, and I didn't have any sleep, and I was running on fumes, and it sucked. Get your sleep schedule together, kids, if you want to do good on Swiss on day 2. Get over your anxiety. So when the pressure was on, and I had to not lose any more games, I just started, like, the pressure got to me, and I just, like, fell asleep, basically. Like, I made so many misplays. I played worse than I did in probably the last 5 years. I haven't never misplayed harder than that in an official capacity ever. I just couldn't handle it. I fell into a coma and I couldn't wake up from it. And here's how it started. Like, I was going okay when it started out. I was trying to compose myself. I was against Ryan Hoffman's Maxi, pretty sick deck. Sucked big balls that I didn't have hand cannon for it. It also sucks big balls. His attacks are mostly low, and I like to block with time slow. So this one turn when he's killing me, he plays a Dark Cherito and taps out completely for it. And it's going to put me to 1 life. And I was pretty unfamiliar with this deck. I hadn't played against I haven't ever played against the new Maxi yet. So the deck was pretty foreign to me. So I thought to myself, I better block like half block. I have 1 card in my hand and it's a Shield Big Bang, but I don't have any assets. So it's basically just 1 attack for my next turn for my backswing. So I'm like, okay, what's the harm that could happen if I half block one of these Dark Cherito? So I block it and go to 4 instead of 1. But I checked a moonset to play it, and it screwed my next turn over so hard. So I'm like, damn, I missed playing already. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. And I draw for next turn. And he has 1 ready foundation that he built. And I draw into 1 shotgun and 1 swimming bird. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I really screwed myself over by not drawing that moonset and not having this Shield Big Bang in my hand. But he's at full life, and I can make this 1 swimming bird and this shotgun into lethal. As long as he doesn't block the swimming bird and he half blocks the shotgun, I should have lethal in here. So I play the swimming bird, make it 7 speed, load it up to, 13 damage or something crazy, as per the usual. I'm like, okay, the only way he's blocking this is if he has a +0 block and he checks a 6, or he blocks with Cool and Focused and checks a 6. Can you see where this is going? Yeah, he blocks with Cool and Focused and checks a 6. So that's where the tipping point happened, and I fell into despair and couldn't. Oh, and then to rub salt in the wounds, then he reversaled to the Bamboo Blind Slice. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna lose this game because I chose the half block with the Shield Big Bang. Yeah, and I proceeded to make at least 3 more at least 3 more serious misplays. Like, not like I miscalculated by 1, like I just forgot to do things entirely. From then on, I forgot to Blackberry Diner. Before I know I'm gonna Swordfish, I completely forget to read Bamboo Blind Slice, and I think he can only do it 1 more time because it removes itself or something, but it doesn't. He just has to remove cards from his pool to do it. And tapping my Swordfish to ready a foundation during a kill turn, and then realizing I can't get lethal, and then changing my mind, and then building, and then having my Swordfish tapped. Although that one didn't matter because he just played Dark Cherito anyway next turn. Yeah, so that sucked balls, and I had a game with Church, and Church is the man. He made me feel way better when I was in the depths of despair. Yeah, so singles sucked. Well, it so happens I didn't really get that much sleep again. Fucking Bryce asking for a ride to go in the middle of nowhere. That was great. I should have said no. But it's okay because I function way better on in top cuts when there's no time limit. I can just say wait all day, just like Mark Tyner should have done. It was my first top cuts match. Yeah, it was Dang's Grow, I think. Yeah, that was a really, really hard game, and I just squeezed it out. Hand Cannon put in all the work, went to game 3. We both built into deadlock, and the only reason I won is because he had this really terrible reptile card in his deck instead of Champion of Combat. It was pretty awkward. Pretty awkward that you had that in your deck, Dang. Then I drew a lucky kill turn. I drew Hand Cannon and Shield Big Bang while I had a bunch of assets. Open with, so he reversals the bejesus out of you and just kills you with 1 billion damage reversals and multiples. So I open with Hand Cannon. Doesn't get precise blows, so we're good. And proceed to kill him with a bunch of Shield Big Bangs. A lot of skill there. And he informs me after the match that I was at like 6 at the time, and he's trying to crack. Like, I have a Swordfish too as well, so he can't just reversal and kill me. But he was trying to kill me with Grow's attack that burns me for the number of cards in his pool, and he was trying really hard to just make terrible blocks against Shield Big Bang to fill his pool and then reversal and burn me for 6, but he never got there. He was really close to doing it. It was a really close match. Of course, I would have lost, of course, if he had Champion of Combat. Then I played a Song Mina deck in tops, and Song Mina just gets hosed by Hand Cannon. Can't form, can't use, you can use Meteor once, and that's it, and then I get Hand Cannon out. It was a very one-sided game. And of course, you all heard about, Shane lost his game during that, and then Mark Tyner only won his game because his opponent didn't pull out all the Shield Big Bangs. I don't deserve this cardboard. It's crazy how much I don't deserve this cardboard. Then Top Guts game, I get to play against Danny Fong, Phil's team, playing Quan Chi. We had the higher seed. We paired me into Quan. You guys know I really wanted to play against Phil. I mean, I didn't even know that Gil had a good game against Scorpion. I just thought Scorpion was supposed to beat Gil. Well, Chinook's supposed to beat Gil too, but he doesn't. So, whatever. It's whatever. So Quan Chi gets kind of hosed by my Hand Cannons, of course, and I get game 1 and don't get to finish game 2. So you think winning teams back-to-back is cool? Just wait till you do it and you just get one-upped double time, Mark Tyner style, at the same exact time. Winning back-to-back singles and winning 2 cardboards same event. Like I should have in November, but he stopped me. And get a load of this. Mark Tyner's not even in his final form yet. We found out from this weekend that he thinks takebacks are allowed in top cuts. So he hasn't even pinnacled yet. He still has stuff to learn. Crazy potential, that kid. I'm sure there's a lot of decks I didn't get to play against that weekend that I would have to give shoutouts to. Most especially Phil Birch's deck. Probably the best performance by a Scorpion ever. Just cleaned through everyone that wasn't Mark Tyner. Cleaned through Shane. Cleaned through all of Top Cuts. Until the inevitable unwinnable matchup against a 4-point UFS deck. Goes to show that Phil's still one of the best. If it weren't for the Shield Big Bang, I'm sure he would have won singles. Oh wait, he lost to Gil, but he probably deserved it most. Making Scorpion work all through Top Cuts takes skill and grace, which Phil showed all weekend. After his star-crossed loss against Mark Tyner, he lost with dignity and grace. He did not proceed to throw a tantrum about Shield Big Bang and ruin the whole post-tournament mood. God bless you, Phil. You're the best. That team's invitation is still open. I'm still here for you, buddy. Don't you want to take down Nats with me, dude?